All right, sure. Hi. So I'm V.
Ivy.
Nice to meet you. We're going to be doing your private pilot end of course check today, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. That's good. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. A little nervous about the flight. Big day.
It's normal to be nervous, and it's a it's a big day for you. You hopefully will be at the end of today. Will be a private pilot. Um, just we're trying to be relaxed as much as you can. The whole point of today is just a formality. Your instructors have already determined that you can fly safe and you can make good decisions. Today is just a formality to make sure you can do that with, first of all, by yourself and with someone else. And we'll do that today. So, have you had enough to eat today?
Yes.
This morning you had some breakfast and stuff. Okay, good. And you had enough sleep last night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. So I already checked your documents. I checked everything online before we started, and everything pans out. What we're going to do today is do everything in accordance with the private pilot ACS. Are you familiar with the ACS and what's required from you today?
Yes, I've reviewed that
Okay,
document.
great. So three possible outcomes for today: satisfactory, incomplete, and unsatisfactory, per 141 end of course check. So satisfactory means we've done all the line items in the ACS, and you've met the standard. And not only have you met the standards in terms of the numbers, but you've also shown me sound decision making, safe operation of the aircraft, and you're looking for traffic, and you're doing your checklist safely. Okay. In terms of incomplete, for some reason, either due to time or a mechanical problem with the aircraft, or maybe you're not feeling well, we'll terminate the check ride, and I will give you credit for whatever was done satisfactory up to that point. Anything that wasn't completed will be incompleted, and you'll be rescheduled for the end of course check, and just you at minimum will be tested on the incompleted items.
Okay.
In terms of unsatisfactory performance, what that means is a couple of things. Either if you're doing a maneuver, you were constantly outside of the standard. Let's say steep turns, right? You have 100 feet, plus minus 100 feet on the altitude. So if you go above 100 feet, let's say 120 feet, but you correct straight away, that is not unsatisfactory. But if you go up 120 feet, go down, up 120 feet, go down, up 120 feet, and back down, and at the time we're going below the airspeed, and all those things happening together, those would be grounds for unsatisfactory performance. Other grounds for unsatisfactory performance will be maybe not doing your checklists. That's a big item. Not actually using your checklist. And also anything that will cause me to take the controls away from you. Could be traffic, could be airspace. If I have to take controls away from you in the interest of safety, that'll obviously be an issue, since today we're going to evaluate your SRM, Single Pilot Resource Management. Okay? Something to remember, this is not a perfection test. This is a practical test. I'm just trying to make sure that you can be safe in the national airspace system and not cause a problem or hazard to you or to anyone else flying in the airspace, okay? So just like I said, we're looking at the bigger picture here, just making sure that you're safe. In terms of the maneuvers, you're only allowed one chance for each maneuver, okay? However, if something caused you to stop the maneuver halfway, let's say you're doing slow flight and an airplane comes too close to us and you stop the maneuver, I will ask you to do it again in the interest of fairness, because that was something out of your control. If ATC asks you to go around on a landing, that is out of your control. I will obviously ask you to do it again, just in the interest of fairness. However, there won't be any second chances if you cause the problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
I understand, yes.
Okay, great. For the most part today, my job is just evaluator. I will be silent for most of the flight. The only thing I'll only ask you is to do certain maneuvers, and there's certain functions that I will do, like the emergency approach and landing. I will clear the engine, but everything else will still be up to you, okay? And just do what your instructor taught you.
Understood.
You're all good?
Understood.
All right, so ready to start the check ride?
I'm all set, yes.
Okay, let's start the check ride then. So first thing we'll do is walk outside and we'll walk through a pre-flight, and you'll walk me through how you check the aircraft to make sure it's airworthy prior to flight.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds
Cool.
good.
Cool. All right. Ramp out checklist. Master on.
observations. Wind 100 at 8, visibility 10, ceiling 4,000 broken, 12,000 broken. Temperature 21, dew point 17, altimeter 3028. Visual approach runway 7 left in use, landing and departing runway 7 left and runway 7 right. Approaches are being conducted to parallel and intersecting runways. Simultaneous departures, departing runway 7 left and runway 7 right. Aircraft assigned runway 7 right, tower frequency 118.1. Land and hold short operations are in effect. Available landing distance on runway 7 left to hold short of taxiway whiskey, 7,500 feet. Landing runway 16 to hold short of runway 7 left, 2,900 feet. Notice airmen, multiple cranes in the vicinity of Daytona Beach International Airport. Work in progress adjacent to runways and taxiways. Taxiway Alpha and the Alpha run-up area closed. Read back all runway hold short instructions or runway assignments. All departures contact clearance delivery on 119.3 prior to taxi. Advise initial contact to Vegas Yankee.
Daytona Beach Turtle 404 requesting vehicle and clearance to North Practice Area 3000 Express Yankee.
Turtle 404 clearance, maintain vehicle out of below 3000, departure frequency 125.8, squawk 0132.
Turtle 404 vehicle out of below 3000, 125.8, squawk 0133.
Turtle 404, you back there.
Eagle Data Turtle 404 ramping on dual, no discrepancies. Turtle 404 ramping on dual, no discrepancies.
Do back 1330. Passenger.
Turtle 404, due back 1330, and affirmative, we have a passenger on board. Route checklist complete.
Alright, so whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and start the before start checklist.
Okay.
Go from there.
Alright, before start checklist. Alright, passenger briefing. So we do have a passenger on board. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So for the passenger on board, the seat belts, they come out right over your right shoulder. Just clip in just like a car seat belt. So insert the buckle into the tab, just tighten it down. If you want to release it, just press the button, and that's how you release it. Air vents, you have one on the left and right. To open it counterclockwise, that's maximum airflow. To close it clockwise, basically. Air sickness, please let us know if you feel sick at any time. Nauseous, woozy, anything like that, we'll stop whatever maneuvers we're doing. And there's a sick bag available in the clipboard, just let us know, we'll give it to you. Fire extinguisher, of course, is between us, you don't have to worry about that. And exit use, in the event that we do have to exit the airplane in case of an emergency, what we're going to do is, we're going to open our doors, I'll slide my seat forward first, you can get off through the left side, and then after that, we'll exit after you, alright? And just meet us at the back of by the tail of the aircraft, if we exit. Survival equipment's in the back, and we've already checked it. Crew briefing, the airport diagram, let's go ahead and review this. So Daytona Beach Airport. Let's see here. There it is. Alright, so here we are at the Riddle ramp using 7 left and 7 right. Hot spots that we have to worry about, but other than that, there's no other significant information here. No closures or anything that'll affect us. ATIS was information Yankee 100 at 8, broken at 4,000. Temperature 21, dew point 17, 3028 in the altimeter. They're using 7 left and 7 right. Land and hold short operations are also in effect. We have some cranes to watch out for. Flight soups briefing for today's flight. Let me just look over this. So if we're going to stay in Augustine, VOR out of service till February. Let's see, February 8th. So we can use the GPS instead. VQQ dual, and these TFRs apply there to the south, so that's about it. Runways in use, 7 left, 7 right. We're cleared at or below 3,000 to the north, 1258, squawking 0133. Risk assessment score, 16 in the green. Only issues today are just this weather, or is this weather. Some low ceilings and clouds that are causing an issue, but nothing that would warrant canceling the flight. We just have to be careful out there. Maneuvering speed is 100 knots for this flight. You are the PIC. I'm the pilot flying. You're the pilot monitoring. We'll make sure we have a three-way exchange of flight controls, visual and verbal, before so we know who's flying. Stereo cockpit. We're not going to talk about anything that does not apply to the flight operation, unless we're in cruise flight, and if I ask you to maintain a stereo cockpit, just please abide by that. And safe attitude. We won't rush and do anything unsafe. We'll avoid the 5 hazardous attitudes and take our time today. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, very good. So continue here. Seatbelts on.
Seatbelts on.
Seatbelt secured back there as well. Annunciators on. And that's wrong. 4-star check is complete. Engine start checklist. We're ready to start. Open the window. Clear prop. Back. Start check is complete before taxi checklist.
Alright, check 1, 2. How do you hear me, V?
I hear you loud and clear. How do you hear me?
I got you loud and clear as well. Perfect.
Man. Hey. Copy that.
Okay, let's go through this. That's on. $3,000, but we may not go all the way up there. 7001. That's fine. Everything's expired. Is that there?
this. Just a couple of waypoints to help, not the whole flight plan.
What are you using as primary navigation for your cross country?
Mainly the sectional chart, so I have my route plotted here and I have my log ready. I'm just using this just to assist me so that I don't get lost.
So you're navigating via checkpoints?
Exactly, very visual checkpoints, yes. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Flaps identified?
That's verified.
Flaps up?
Flaps up, verified.
Autopilot trim, flaps are up. Okay, before taxi checklist complete, do you want to test your brakes?
I have flight controls.
Just flight controls.
I have flight controls. Alright. Alright, you have flight controls?
Flight controls?
You have flight controls.
That's mine. Brakes.
What you remember today about your callouts? I won't respond to any callouts because you're supposed to be simulating single pilot today, okay?
Okay, understood.
Looks like the tops of the clouds are at 6,000.
Roger, and you're in Crescent taxi there, correct?
We're in between Ormond and Flagler right now, but it looks like it continues all the way up into Crescent.
Roger that. Is the shoreline clear at least, or is it also covered in?
Daytona ground route 404, Romeo 2, ready for taxi.
Royal 404, Daytona ground, runway 7 left and November 5, taxi via Echo November, cross runway 16.
Route 404, 7 left, November 5, via Echo November, cross 16. Alright, so here's our airport diagram. Over here, 7 left, November 4, Echo November, cross 16, one complex straight through, no hot spots. Do you agree?
I agree.
Daytona ground route 454 at Romeo 4, ready for taxi.
Royal 404, Daytona ground, runway 7 left and November 5, taxi via Echo November, cross runway 16.
Is that for Riddle 454 or 404?
So it's a
Clear
Riddle
cross 16.
454.
Riddle 454 will taxi to 7 left November 5 via Echo November and cross 16 at November. Phoenix 2A, November 3, 7 left, taxi to ramp.
Phoenix 28, Daytona ground, taxi to the ramp via November Whiskey.
Taxi via November Whiskey, Phoenix 2A.
Daytona ground, Riddle 440 at November 6, Texas, Riddle, please.
Riddle 440, Daytona ground, taxi to the ramp via November, cross runway 16.
Riddle 440, November 10, 1246.
Daytona ground.
November 6.
That was really unreadable.
Daytona ground, good afternoon, November 11 Bravo November, that sounds like taxi for departure, we can use November 6th.
November 11 Bravo November, Daytona ground, runway 7 left and November 6, taxi via November.
7 left, November 6th, via November, 1 Bravo November.
Daytona ground, November 567 Delta Delta, Alpha runway 7 left, Papa 4, request taxi to Southeast ramp.
Let's see what this
Riddle 454, hold short of November 6.
Little 454, we'll hold short November 6.
567 Delta Delta Daytona ground taxi to southeast ramp via Papa Echo, cross runway 16, hold short runway 7 right.
Taxi to southeast ramp via Papa Echo, cross 16, hold short 7 right, 67 Delta Delta.
Have your foggles up here?
454, you can continue
I'm sorry?
taxi.
Have your foggles up here?
454, we'll continue taxi.
Level. Might go in. Might, we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Before taking a run checklist, we're set. On the ground, Skyhawk 2459er Mike, ATP ramp taxi to active with information Yankee.
Total 44 passing behind opposite direction Skyhawk, left side November 5 is approved.
454 will pass by opposite traffic and left side November 5, Total 454.
Last aircraft calling again.
2459er Mike, we are a Skyhawk at the ATP ramp taxi to active with information Yankee.
Number 2459 Mike, Daytona ground, verify your Mike 2.
Affirmative at Mike 2, 2459er Mike.
59er Mike, Roger. Runway 7 left at Papa 5. Taxi via Echo 2, Whiskey 2, Whiskey Papa, cross runway 16.
Mike, taxi to 7 left via Papa 5, Echo 2, Whiskey 2, Papa.
59er Mike, Echo 2, Whiskey 2, Whiskey Papa.
Okay. All right, 7 left via Papa 5, Echo 2, Whiskey 2, Whiskey Papa, 2459er Mike.
And before taking off, run-up checklist complete. But let's say when you were doing your run-up, when you did your mag check, what would you do if the RPMs dropped more than what was limit and the engine kind of ran rough? Let's say you checked the left mag and the engine kind of ran rough and dropped more than the limits. What would you do?
Will not fly initially, but I would. Under my checklist, there's a procedure we can do, the foul spark plug burn off. And you find it in the normal checklist. There's the Cessna 172 checklist, the checklist supplement. So this is a redo here. So I'd go full forward, or mixture full forward, throttle to full forward as well. Then lean engine to peak EGT here. Leave that for about, I'll do for the full minute. Once I've completed that, then I'll go mixture full forward, power back to 2000, and then I'll recheck the mags.
Okay, and hopefully that cleared out the problem. Okay, good.
Before takeoff checklist. I will wait here since aircraft.
Before our takeoff, I want you to imagine at Whiskey, there's a 50-foot obstacle at intersection of runway 7 left and Whiskey. How much runway is available between November 5 and Whiskey?
November 5 and Whiskey. Let's see here. From 7 left, November 5 is 45. Whiskey is 2000. That's about, looks like 2,500 feet.
Okay, so, and there's a 50-foot obstacle there, so what are you going to do?
I'll perform a short field takeoff.
Okay, sounds good. Do you have enough runway to make the short field takeoff?
Yes.
That obstacle?
Distance over 50-foot obstacle, 1451 feet. As long as we do the proper procedure, use maximum runway, we'll play clear.
Okay.
Before takeoff checklist, departure briefing, runway available. So in the case of the scenario today, we have 2,500 feet. Overall, we need 1,451 over 50-foot obstacle. So we should technically have about 1,000 feet beyond that, but it will maximize all our runway. Airspeeds on takeoff. For this particular takeoff at our weight, we'll rotate at 48, climb out at 54. Then following that, we'll resume normal VY climb once we get the sub crosswind component. Winds were 1008 slight right crosswind, but looks like the windsock's also confirmed that. So we'll definitely hold some right crosswind correction. No gust factor.
Terrain and obstacles, just a simulated scenario here. Wake turbulence. I see no aircraft taking for landing, but we'll continue to watch. No wind shear, no noise abatement. Departure plan and airspace review. So for our plan today, we'll be departing 7 left, probably getting shoreline north, if that's the sequence of, or the flow of traffic. And at 3,000 feet, which is what we're cleared to, we should be Class Charlie, and then after we leave the Class Charlie here, we'll be in Class Echo. Even if we're at 2,000 feet because of the clouds, we'll still be fine. We just have to be aware of Ormond's Delta at 1,200 feet here and Flagler at 1,500. So as long as we stay at or above, 15 or 16, 1,700 feet, we should be fine. Space review is done, sterile cockpit. The same applies, just like we discussed during the crew briefing. No unnecessary talking until we get to cruise flight, no unnecessary talking if I ask you. And emergency procedures. So, should we have some sort of catastrophic engine failure, loss in power, or serious system malfunction, while we're on the takeoff roll, I'll immediately close the throttle, slow the airplane down on the runway. We'll stay on the runway. If we have energy to coast off, that's fine, but our priority is just staying on the runway. Should it happen, I'll continue after this.
Romeo 2?
Total 498.
Total 498, J, turn around, runway 7 right, taxi via Echo Sierra, hold short, runway 7 left.
Let me go and reset this.
Runway 7 Delta, Delta, cross.
Back to the briefing. Should we have an engine failure, catastrophic loss of power, serious malfunction, after liftoff with runway remaining, I'll close the throttle, land straight ahead. If we have to overrun the runway, that's fine. We'll accept that. We just have to make sure we perform our emergency checklist. Should we have an engine failure after liftoff with no runway remaining, so we're beyond the departure end of the runway, time and altitude permitting, we'll assess the situation. But if we're at a very low altitude, 200-300 feet, we'll continue straight ahead. Best glide speed, and I'll try to make shallow turns and land safely. We'll secure everything. I'll ask you to open your door as well prior to landing.
All right, sounds like a plan.
And then if we do have enough altitude, if we have time, we'll find another location. Flaps identified?
210 A Lima, Daytona ground, taxi.
Heading 030, contact departure.
030, contact departure, Lima 942.
Heading Sir 26, turn left at November 2, contact ground.
Left number 2 on ground, Phoenix at 26.
Total 445, fly, heading 030, runway 7 left, intersection November 4, cleared for takeoff.
0445, clear for takeoff, runway 7 left, and 03.
And before takeoff checklist complete?